Hey everyone, it's Mace1370. So if you haven't heard, there's been a little bit of a controversy going on right now regarding the return player check-in event. I think people's perception of this was it was a one-time thing, and more recently it's become pretty well publicized that you can get the return player rewards repeatedly by taking 16-week breaks. And there are a couple things I wanted to address with that. The first is my understanding is that this is against the terms of service, and I think there could potentially be disciplinary action if you try to abuse it. The second thing is the narrative overall seems to be that this is more efficient from a resource perspective. In other words, you get more progression in your account by taking a 16-week break or a 16-day break, coming back and getting those rewards. That didn't seem right to me just on the surface without really looking into the numbers, so I wanted to do a deeper dive on that. The reason why on a superficial level it didn't really check out to me is these gacha games are designed on a monetization level to have you come and play the game every single day. It's very bad for mobile game developers, gacha games in particular, including Smilegate, to design a game where it is better for you to not play it, right? They want you to log in every single day, get in the habit of doing it so that you have a higher chance of spending money. And say what you want about their design decisions, vis-a-vis balancing heroes and stuff, but I know these companies take the monetization angle very seriously, and they put a lot of time and thought into that. That's why we have a million currencies in this game. It makes it hard to compare different packs and products, and it makes it easier for you to spend more money. That's why we have the daily check-in event, is it incentivizes that behavior. So I really doubt, just on first blush, that they would have a reward system that made it better for you to not play. But let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers more closely and see if I'm right. Okay, so here's the Smilegate post where they detail the various rewards you get. You get these rewards when you take a 16-day break and come back. It's a variety of these little 7-day check-in events, as well as some gear sets that you get from that. We can see this first one here. You get the Leafs, the Summons, the Summon ticket with a 5-star, some charms and energy. And the thing that I think really caught people's attention here was the gear sets. It's 88 gear, and you see a bunch of percentages. I think people were very impressed by this when they first looked at it and thought, oh wow, look at this amazing gear that you get. But when you actually look at the sub combinations, most of these pieces are not very good. The sword has effectiveness, so there's a high chance it's going to roll into that and like crit chance and then not be a good piece. The helm is kind of like bruisers, subs with health and attack, and these days you really want bruisers on destruction gear. The chest actually has some of the best substats so far. This could roll very well and be a very good piece. The boots are kind of split. Again, they have like half tank stuff, half DPS stuff. So realistically, it's going to end up a bruiser piece. And again, you want those on Destro, not speed set these days. The ring and the neck have potentially really good substats for a hero like Carrot. The neck could be really good on Pirate Captain Flan. If it dodges attack and just goes into defense and speed specifically, then these could be good tank pieces, but I think there's a high chance they just kind of roll into everything, and then you're just kind of left with these kind of niche pieces that are not super useful. And the speed set was really better than the counter set. When you look at the counter set, it's actually kind of garbage. Like these look like arena pieces. They all have effectiveness on them. And with counter set gear, you really want it to have very high gear score overall. Even 70 is kind of considered not high enough these days for some builds. I think that's going to be very tough to do with these pieces. So realistically, the stuff is going to turn into PvE gear. You get this 14-day buff, and this was another kind of, I think, PR misconception with this Welcome Back event. Is everyone said, oh, you get 14 days of hunt buff. You don't. You get 30 days of increased EXP and 30 days of gold increase, which is nowhere near a hunt buff. Additionally, if you skipped 14 days to get 14 days of hunt buff, or if you skip 16 days, to get 14 days of hunt buff, the hunt buff only gives you 30% more, so you're sacrificing 70% overall value for that, so even if you had it, isn't really that good, but you get this gold here. This is a pack you can buy. It seems like decent value because it's basically an equipment pack. And then you get these other check-in events here. You can see you get some charms, some mola, summons. The mod gem chests are very good. And then there's another 5-star ticket, I think. These are a little harder to compare because you have all these different days you can click on. And I don't see all of the rewards for them online. And I don't have the event myself. So hard to compare exactly, but I assume you're getting some more, leafs and summons and charms and stuff like that. Likewise with this, you're getting a bunch of charms. So that's kind of what you get for this event. And again, I think that the two big headliners for this, where you get this gear and you get 2 5-star heroes, right? You get a 5-star there, and then you get a 5-star with the check-in down here on this thing. 2 5-star heroes are nice, but to be honest, even though this event may give more summons overall with the bookmarks and stuff than playing for 2 weeks or 16 days, even if you're free to play and you play for a while, you're going to get more heroes than you know what to do with, because the limiting factor in this game is gear and not heroes. So let's go ahead and take a look at the rewards you get just by playing the game, and we can compare that to the returning player rewards. I'll try to go through this systematically, and then we'll put up the total tally of resources you get as we go along. You get resources from so many different places, it's hard to keep track. So I was kind of writing it all down in Notepad as I went along. So obviously you get a free summon every day. That's 14 daily summons over the course of 2 weeks. For this comparison, I'm just going to call it 2 weeks, even though I think it's 16 days, right, that you have to not play to get the rewards. You get these reputation achievements here. So you're going to get the daily ones for 14 days, and then you're going to get the weekly ones twice. And, these are things like gold, friendship points, some sky stones, gold transmits, stuff like that. Overall, I think it's 2 gold transmits over the weeklies, pretty important, some charms, some gold. They definitely add up over the course of a 2-week period. The arena will give you a lot of rewards. One thing you get is these NPC challenges here. You can clear these out and get conquest points and sky stones. Now they refresh at different times. For simplicity's sake, I'm just going to say, let's say you did all of these every single day. Some of these you can do more often than once a day, and then I think this one might be like 26 hours or something to refresh. So let's just say you do it 10 times a day. That's 50 conquest points and 30 sky stones per day to do that. You also get just normal arena flags refreshing. These refresh once per hour. So over a 2-week period, you're going to get 366 flags. We can subtract out 140 flags to do the dailies every single day, right? For 14 days, the NPC challenges. And that's going to leave you with, I think, 196 or so flags, which could give you 1,372 conquest points if you were getting 7 of these per win. Now, nobody's a robot, so you're not going to be perfectly utilizing your arena flags. So let's say you only used a fourth of them, right? And you're going to lose some of the time and stuff like that. That's still 343 conquest points, which is quite a few. And that does not count the repeated bonus you get. I think every 5 games you play, you get like 10 conquest points. So that's really going to add up. I'm not even counting in that for simplicity. The daily pet house here summon, or adoption is what they call it. So that's 1 per day. So you get 14 little pet summons every 2 weeks. The guild bonuses are numerous, and you're going to get a ton of these. An important thing to note, if you take a 16-day break and you do that repeatedly, I think most guilds are probably going to kick you out. It's not conducive to playing in a guild, and you get so many bonuses for being in a guild that hard to justify, right, not being able to take part of that. So let's see here. We get Guild War. The Guild War bonus, you're going to do 3 Guild Wars per week. And let's say you're getting 50 Mystic Medals per win. It's definitely higher than that if you're in a higher bracket. But for simplicity, let's just call it 50 per win. So that's 150 Mystics per week, so 300 total over a 2-week period. You're going to get a bunch of these Commander armbands when you do that as well, because every fight you win, I think you get 30 armbands. So call that like 120 armbands per week, or 240 over a 2-week period. The world boss is a little hard to define because the rewards are random, but you're definitely getting one of these gems every week and one of these boxes every week, the blue box. That's really huge. And then you get 12, world boss rewards per week, because there's one day a week you're not able to do it, and you do it twice per day. Hard to define, but they can be really good. You can get molas in it. You can get more equipment conversion gems. You can get equipment, like some of the best equipment I've gotten is actually from World Boss, which is kind of funny. So you miss 2 weeks of that, if you don't play. You do get like donation rewards in Guild. These are kind of hard, to quantify, because I don't know if you're donating every day, but if you do, you're going to get more Brave Crests and armbands. The weekly missions, these I will count. If you're in a decent guild, you should be getting these. So the charms, the Brave Crests, a summon here, more armbands, gold transmit, and the blue box, very important. So that's 2 more blue boxes per week. And I would argue the blue boxes are more valuable than the level 88 gear you get from that return check-in event. Blue boxes are really how you build heroes in this game because that right-sided gear is so hard to get. Then you get all of these little rewards down here that we can count, which are mostly Brave Crests and armbands and charms and stuff like that. But if you're doing your missions, you're getting those as well. Let's see, what else do we have in the guild? Is that it? That's most of it. I guess in the captain shop, they can send you energy every day. We'll go over that a little bit later. And in the member shop here, you can use those rewards, the crests and the armbands for catalysts and things. I won't put those in our total list here. I'll just put the armbands and crests because that's, what you use them for is going to be up to you, right? Another thing we forgot to mention with the arena is the weekly Skystones. So I camp in champion every single time. I think most people do. You don't have to be super well geared to camp in champion. They made it a lot easier a while ago. So I think most people camp in champion now. And every week you get a Skystone bonus based on your weekly rank. So I think a lot of people are hanging out where I am in Champion 5. You could try hard and climb more and get even more than that per week, but I think most people are getting about 800 per week to do that. So that's another 1,600 Skystones for a 2-week period. Okay, so we also have our energy here. So this recharges every 4 minutes. You just saw it tick over there, and now it's counting down. So every 4 minutes you get 1 energy, and over a 2-week period that adds up quite a bit. So 1 energy every 4 minutes. In a 2-week period there's 20,160 minutes. You can divide that by 4 to get your total energy, which is 5,040 energy. And that's just with this passive recharge over a 2-week period. You get energy from doing the ads if you watch that every single day. Down here, this is free. That's 100 energy per day with the ads. So that's another 1,400 energy over a 2-week period. You can get daily friendship energy. You get a lot of friendship points just by other people using your things. So I'll count this as just a daily thing you can get, which is 40 energy right there. So over a 2-week period, that's another 560 energy. So I think you add all that together and it's about 7,000 energy for free over a 2-week period, just kind of passively happening. The web event here, this is another area that you can get free stuff every day. You get these 4 rewards, these 4 tickets, so that's 200 energy, and then you play this little game. So you get 4 random rewards. They're usually small charms or transmit stones, stuff like that. And then 1 of these rewards, so that's kind of 5 total. Hard to put an exact value on it just because they are random, but they vary. Leaves are really good. Silver transmit stones are kind of less good, but you still have to have them right to buy some stuff. But that is a benefit. Let's see, another thing you get every single day is GM Archie will give you this 100 energy gift. So that's 1,400 energy over a 14-day period. You get a lot of benefits in the Sanctuary. So the Heart of Orbis is passively filling up here. It resets every 12 hours. Oh, thanks for that, Windows. I appreciate it. So let's see, 36k gold over a 12-hour period, and then 9 Skystones. So that's twice a day. So 28 total max fills of this over a 2-week period. That's 1,008,000 gold and 252 Skystones, assuming you don't hit the bonus. And the bonus, I think you have a pretty high chance to hit it. Oh, it's 50%. I'm not even counting it. Let's just say you don't have this leveled up or something. That's still 252 Skystones over that time period. If you have that bonus, it's going to be even more than that. The Forest of Souls. This thing feels just kind of like a useless thing you have to click now, but here it is. So you get penguins every day. I think it's probably 1 penguin a day or so. 14 penguins. Spirit Well. 1 of these little lesser blooms probably per day. And honestly, it's probably more than that. I'm just lowballing it for the estimate. And I think you get 1 mola here per week. So that's 1 mola per week. That's Forest of Souls. The Alchemist Steeple has a weekly benefit. You can get these charms each week. So that's over a 2-week period. That's 8 equipment charms and 8 greater accessory charms. High Command is actually deceptively beneficial. I use the 2-hour missions. So every 2 hours you're getting 10 conquest points and 10 ancient coins. And let's see here. So Yeah, so that's every 2 hours. So over, I guess, a 2-week period, that's 1,680 conquest points and the same number of ancient coins. That's assuming you're hitting it every single time. You know, realistically, you're going to go to bed and you're not going to be refreshing it, so it'll be a little less than that. But you know, it's still a good amount over a 2-week period. And I did forget to add the guild daily energy in, so we can do that now. But that's 80 per day, so that's 1,120 energy over a 2-week period. Let's see, you do get in the battle section here, there are some benefits you get on a weekly basis. Hall of Trials, for example, gives you, I think you get the points here. Is it every other week or is it every week? I don't even remember, but let's just say it's a couple hundred of these over a 2-week period that you're missing out on. I think the most important thing here is the lab section. So you get one of these compasses every single day, and these are very important because you use them to buy these bug charms. So we can take a look at that in the shop, because you need these bug charms to enter the Hell Raid.
What do you think?
Or Nightmare Raid, sorry, they call it now. They used to call it Hell Raid. It's right here. Okay, so to fully clear out the Nightmare Raid, you need to buy out all of these bug charms every single week. You need to get all 10, because the entries are 2 bug charms per entry, and there's 5 entries total. So since each of these are 3, you need 30 of these lab compasses per month. And if you're missing 16 days, well, now you're only getting like 14 of these lab compasses. So you're only really able to buy half the bug charms if you take this 2-week break. And if you look at the rewards you get from doing Nightmare Raid, to me, they're like way, way, way better than those crappy 88 equipment sets you get for free, like the speed set and the counter set one. Take a look at, like, I mean, I'm sure everyone's seen this already, but if you go to the, you can see all the gear here. Now that they've added the Greater Fallen Heroes gear on these bosses, which are all grayed out because I beat them this month already, but so here's one, for example. Each of these bosses has like a greater piece, and for the most part, they're a good substat combination, and they're like all max rolls, which is different than the 88 gear from the return player event. So this is the one that I have yet to get. Like, where is my stupid injury ring? But you know, so this is like an build defining piece for a lot of heroes. People really want this piece. It's very desirable. People don't really care so much about the 88 gear, I think, from the returning player check-in event. And I think you're really kneecapping your ability to do Nightmare Raid if you take a 16-week break for that month. So that's a big benefit. What else do we have? Oh, so every week you're able to go to the transmit store in the shop. Granted, you have to spend silver transmit stones for this stuff, but you get a lot of silver transmit stones just by, you know, the daily summon. You're transmitting those heroes, so I think most people have enough to get the Mola each week and then the blue box. You probably need to spend money or something to get the rest of the charms here, or have been playing long enough that you're transmitting a lot of things. So maybe not everybody gets this, but I think at a minimum most people are doing the blue box and the Molas. So that's another thing to add. So you get to do each of these twice, right, over a 2-week period. Another thing you get a bonus for is Abyss Purification. I honestly don't even remember how much gold you get from this. I think it depends on the number of floors that you have conquered, and I want to say I get like 130,000 whenever I purify it, but honestly don't know. You can do it, I think you can do this once per day, right? And, you know, so let's just say it's 130,000. You can add that amount of gold, you know, to your total over a 2-week period. And then last but not least, we have the login calendar, right? So here's something, check and reward. So if you're missing 16 days, we'll just call it 2 weeks here. I'll just take the middle of the calendar, for example. You know, you're missing a Mystic Summon, you're missing those bookmarks, some Molas, more Skystones, 4-star ticket, 4 to 5-star ticket for Artifact, and same thing for, you know, the Hero Summon. That's, I think, a decent amount of resources right there. So we can put the total up, and I think you'll see that, you know, the main thing is you get like so much more energy over a 2-week period, right? Compared to, let's just take a look at this here. Like, how much energy are you getting for doing this event? It's not that much. Like 10 leaves, that's 800 energy, and then you get another 700 energy here. So that's 1500 energy. And then let's see, let's assume you don't buy the pack. I don't see any energy in there. Maybe a couple leafs in this day. Let's just be generous and say you're getting another couple thousand, right? You're at like 10,920 energy by playing over a 2-week period compared to like a couple thousand, maybe 3,000 energy max with this check-in event. To give you an idea, like I think 10,000 energy is probably about the amount of energy people spend on a hunt buff, like a couple day hunt buff, I would say. Maybe a little less or a little more, but it's probably around there, right? So over a 2-week period, you're essentially spending the amount of energy of a hunt buff. And here with this check-in event, you're only getting like a third of that. So that's pretty significant. I think you're getting like 6 blue boxes, plus, the ability to complete your hell raid compared to this gear here. Like all this counter gear is crap. Like maybe 1 or 2 of these pieces might roll okay. And you're missing out on all that energy, all the other things as well. In favor of this, it does seem like you get more summons, you get the 5-star hero ticket and stuff, and you get a few more Molagora. But the Molagores are really not an issue for people who've been playing for a while, even if you don't spend money. Like the rate that they release heroes and the rate that they give you Mola these days are pretty similar. In the past, there was definitely like a Mola debt. You had to buy the Mola packs to be able to Mola most heroes. Nowadays, it seems to me like, I pull every single hero, and I can't remember the last time I bought a Mola pack. You just get it from playing the game normally. They increase the amount of Mola you get for free for sure. You also get like 2,000 plus Skystones by playing over 2 weeks. So to me, it's kind of a slam dunk, like no questions asked. You get more rewards just by playing the game in this time that you would have quit. So I wanted to go through those numbers so that you guys could compare to what some of the other people are saying. I don't like this narrative that like not playing for those 2 weeks gives you better rewards than actually playing, if that's not actually the case, right? And I think we can see the numbers here, so you can at least decide for yourself whether the numbers are one way or the other. The information I've heard is that it is against terms of service, and we've seen in the past, like with the Hoochie Shop and the Mystic Metals thing, like people getting suspensions or banned for breaking terms of service and stuff. So I would think twice, before you try to abuse a system like that. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Otherwise, I will talk to you next time. Later.